Varsity kids, please come on up. I'm going to take a quick picture. I'm going to see your guy back soon. You can be looking forward instead of looking at each other. That way. All right, seniors, have a seat. Get back in a second. You got to adjust things here. Seniors. So in each one of these envelopes, there's no money in there, I'm sorry. But if you've earned a letter, if this is your first athletic letter, I figured it out, probably all but. So I've got to get you a letter for that. You've got a baseball in there. The first time they receive it, they letter at Wilson in any sport, they get the W. Then when they earn their first varsity letter in the sports, they get an emblem for that. And then when they earn a second letter, like the four returners from last year, they get a bar that resembles that second year lettering. They'll also have their all-league certificates and any other awards that their team has gone on or has voted on. So right here, instead of going through and talking about these guys, we've got sort of we get to let them talk about themselves next year. And so we'll get through these guys with some quick honors so we can get to the seniors, and hopefully they're prepared, because I did give them advance notice. Henry Hansen, first baseman. Petey Wogan, outfielder. Henry's first letter at Wilson and first varsity, first baseball letter. Petey, I believe, is lettered at his other school, so I don't know how he wears OSW jacket. I'd like to see that, but it's his first baseball letter at Wilson. Alex Taff, outfielder. First baseball letter at Wilson. Desi Oliveras. Desi's first letter at Wilson. Max Menikoff. Max's first letter. Matthew Jacobson. Matthew lettered in football, so he just has his baseball in there. Clay Hunter. Clay's first letter in baseball. Carson Craik was voted most improved, and as you heard before, he was the first team all-league catcher. Carson Craik. Sammy Duvall was selected by coaches as the Offensive Player of the Year. He hit .452 in league play, was first team all-league, going up against a guy. I think there were 5 first-team all-league infielders. There were 3 third basemen, 2 shortstops. So if you play second, you're sort of out of luck. But going up against the Player of the Year, Brandon Lightgeb from Lincoln, who's going to UW, and Sammy statistically was right there with him the whole way, and defensively was far better. This year, and I can take a pause. That defensively this year, overall. And you don't want to compare year to year, but last year our team made 48 errors in league play. I believe this year's team made 54 errors total in the entire season. And so our league play errors obviously were a lot less. And that was the pitching and the defense. They were with each other the whole way. Pitching helped out defense, and the good defense obviously helped out the pitching. Sammy Duvall, his first letter. Speaking of good pitching, following up in the Big Brother's shoes, this year's outstanding pitcher is Ben Haxby. It's his first letter. He was also a first-team all-league pitcher. slightly a better ERA than his brother. He jumped into the top 10 all time, in the last 35 years for a single season ERA of .9. And he gave up 7 earned runs in 54 innings pitched. Seniors, come on up. At the Grant game, at the end, I said something that, which will probably, Sandy does such a great job at Pullman. They could get out to other seniors in the past that have graduated, but that's fine. And they know how our relationships were and that they still come back, even though, by the end of a lot of senior years, there's a lot of other things going on. They're getting ready to go into college. They're getting ready. It's a nice weather. So thank goodness this year's weather wasn't that nice. So they weren't all sidetracked. But these guys, and I don't know what it is, but I don't want them to leave. I don't think I know they want to leave, right? And parents, I'm sure you want them to leave. But these guys did an outstanding job through their high school career. Made it very difficult for me, where sometimes it's been, all right, seniors, good luck. We'll see you in the future. But for these guys that I've known for quite a while, and they've developed a relationship, as with most people that do in our program, by the time their senior year comes around, that they know what to do. They know how to do it. They do a great job leading by example. They know when to speak up. They know when to ask questions. They know how to get uniform parts that they've forgotten at times without me knowing. They've just done an outstanding job, and I can't say enough about the seniors. And so after I give them their little envelopes, then they get to talk about themselves, because it's a lot easier that way. And how often, parents, do you get to hear your own children speak in public? So this is what our sort of climax to their high school career, except for graduation in a couple days. Noah Keogh is an infielder pitcher for us, and if you subtract 2.1, 2.2 innings, he knows, and we know, that statistically it's a lot different. That did an outstanding job, came back from an injury, kept his head up, did some great things. Noah Keogh was honorable mention pitcher and honorable mention infielder. It's Noah's second letter in baseball. Corey Bissonette earned his first letter. He played outfield for us this year. He's a member of our leadership, and so anytime he said, "Coach, I just said, "Okay, go." Whether it was had to leave early for this or was going to be late for that, I understand that these guys have reasons. They don't just come up and they're not going to skip practice. They're going to come out and work their hardest. And with players that we've had in the past that have been involved in leadership, they've got responsibilities. And who am I to say no to the seniors? Sean Bowden was an infielder for us. Sean improved tremendously this year, had one of the highest on-base percentages on the team, had a tough role to be behind 3 all-league middle infielders. And so that's a tough role to find yourself when you're a senior. They did an outstanding job helping out the team, stealing the other team's signs. I don't know if your parents do that. They might have been doing things wrong. But call him a little, something about his eyes that guys always say. So, must be good-looking eyes, or because he's got good-looking hair, but not as nice as nose. So it's a combination of the two. I think we got a few other guys that are competing for best hair next year. Another guy that sets Wilson aside in terms of not just on the playing field but off the playing field and doing the things that one Saturday he's winning a computer science award that, you know, just somebody talked him into entering because he wasn't really interested in doing it, but he just went and then they just won. And then he goes out the next week and shuts out a team that I don't know if they're going to be playing for a state championship, but if anyone knows the Astoria score, they could still be playing. And he went and shut them out on a weekend. Cade Conklin, infielder pitcher. He did an outstanding job. He was second team all league, defeated Cleveland and defeated Lincoln. You know, stayed in there. Not everyone else, right? It's a team win, and just an outstanding job. We had really, because of Coach Kaufman and our pitchers, just had an outstanding year to go that streak that we did of 13 games and only give up. The varsity pitchers actually only gave up 7 runs in those 13 games, and then which is quite incredible. Just an outstanding job. We didn't play down to anyone. We went out and we did our job. They pitched really well. They pitched their lights out. 2 more. Garrett Leeper was voted our outstanding player. He was first team all league infielder. First baseman. Leads by example. Again, another guy that comes in and asks a question about, hey, coach, can we do this? Can we do this? Yes, yes, yes. We're good. Can this be a shorts practice? Yes. You know, they've earned the right to do that. And so, you know, don't just think that because I said yes that next year I will, that you guys have got to earn the right to do that. Garrett started out the year a little not so hot, we'll say, a little cold. A lot of our guys, you know, offensively, it started off, I mean, it was wet and there wasn't a lot of sunshine out there. Bats were cold all around. Pitching and defense kept us in games. And then over the last 2 weeks of the season, from Cleveland through Estacada and then into the playoffs, when we went down to South Eugene, at some point, I think Garrett's, during a period of 6 games, had a batting average over 700, had 9 out of like 22 RBI that the Varsity had. Just was really on fire and sort of carried us offensively towards the end of the year. He really came into his own. I wish he, you know, considered continuing going to try to play. Defensively in league, he was perfect, which gave him really the nod over some of the other guys for the all-league awards. With a batting average in league of 400, just an outstanding year. Congratulations. I'm just going to wait to see if he smiled because he knew he was next. Alex Sabo was voted most inspirational by his team. It was a close vote. And then coaches, we decided to award Alex Defensive Player of the Year, 0 errors in the outfield, a bunch of amazing catches. You know, I think even though you worked in the vicinity of our principal this year, I don't think he knew who you were because that was the first thing he said. He came around the corner after the game. It's like, who is that center fielder? Like Superman, right? He's in there in the main office as a TA, and then puts on the uniform and he goes out on the field and he runs around out there chasing down fly balls and doing things that you know, it's going to be tough to replace all these guys, and hopefully someone's up for the task in our program. But Alex Sabo was unfortunate. We had a group of really quality outfielders in the PIL this year. He's only second team. But hopefully Alex and Noah will continue to go on and play baseball at the next level.
We already looked at this.
You should have already looked. Just see if you can look at him again. And so we'll go in reverse numerical uniform order.